10 years ago, on the night of October 31st, a small Midwestern town fell victim to an escaped killer. Under the cover of darkness, he carried out the most horrifying mass murder on record. 16 people in cold blood. Ever since that night, no one has forgotten his name. And Halloween has never been the same.
Who's gonna be next?
Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Maybe nobody knows how to stop it.
Oh boy. Hey everybody, NG5 here. And let me just get something set up here. I had to delete the last thing because the last live stream because I accidentally, unintentionally showed a different clip than what I wanted. It was that Be Amazed. What was it? Yeah, it was that Be Amazed video, but I didn't want to use it at all. Somehow just snuck in there, which was annoying as all heck. So I'm not gonna have that happen again. Instead, I'm gonna be just making sure that doesn't happen, Anyway, this is Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. Just give me 1 second here. The music I'll be using in the background is Phantasm by Kevin MacLeod. So let's get into Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Hello, Jacob. So Halloween 4. This came out in 1988 and is a sequel to Halloween 2. But this thing did horribly at the box office. On a $5 million budget, it grossed $18 million, basically 3 times its amount. So on October 30th, 1988, Michael Myers has been in a comatose state for 10 years since the events of Halloween 2. He's transferred to Smith's Grove Sanitarium by ambulance from his current residence in Ridgemont Federal Sanitarium. Upon hearing he has a niece, Michael wakes up, kills the ambulance personnel, and makes his way to Haddonfield. Michael's former psychiatrist, Samuel Loomis, learns of Michael's escape and gives chase. He follows Michael to a gas station where he has killed a mechanic for his clothes, along with a clerk, and disabled the phones. Michael then escapes in a tow truck and causes an explosion, destroying Loomis's car provided by Ridgemont in the process. Loomis is forced to catch a ride to Haddonfield and would continue pursuing Michael. Meanwhile, Jamie Lloyd, Laurie Strode's daughter and Michael's niece, is living in Haddonfield with their foster family, Richard and Darlene Carruthers, and their teenage daughter, Rachel. Jamie knows about Michael. She doesn't realize he is the man she has nightmares about. On Halloween night, Richard and Darlene head out to a party and leave Rachel to babysit, which forces her to cancel her date with her boyfriend, Brady. Tom Brady? After school, Rachel takes Jamie to buy ice cream in a Halloween costume. Michael arrives in Haddonfield and steals a mask from the same store where Jamie and Rachel happen to be. He almost attacks the foreman, but is forced to flee when Jamie screams and alerts Rachel. Rachel takes Jamie trick-or-treating. Michael goes to the electrical substation, kills a worker by throwing him into high voltage, plunging the town into darkness. Loomis arrives in Haddonfield and warns the new sheriff, Ben Meeker, that Michael's back. Michael attacks the police station and kills all the officers. A lynch mob is formed by the town's men to kill Michael once Loomis reveals Michael has returned. Rachel discovers Brady cheating on her with her friend and Meeker's daughter Kelly, and loses track of Jamie. After being chased by Michael, Rachel finds Jamie. Sheriff Meeker and Loomis arrive and take the girls to the sheriff's house with Brady, Kelly, and a deputy. They barricade the house, and Loomis departs to look for Michael. With Sheriff Meeker in the basement, awaiting the arrival of the state police, or heading out to deal with the lynch mob, Michael sneaks in and kills the deputy and Kelly. Discovering the bodies, Rachel, Jamie, and Brady realize they are trapped in the house. Rachel and Jamie flee to the attic when Michael appears, but Brady stays to fend him off, and he's killed. The girls climb through a window, and Jamie's lowered down safely, but Michael attacks Rachel and knocks her off the roof. Pursued by Michael, Jamie runs down the street and finds Loomis. They take shelter in school, but Michael appears and subdues Loomis before chasing Jamie through the building. Jamie trips and falls down a flight of stairs. Before Michael can kill her, Rachel subdues him with a fire extinguisher, then vanishes. The lynch mob arrive at the school after hearing the alarm go off. The mob agrees to take Jamie and Rachel to the next town in a pickup truck, meeting with state police as they head for Haddonfield to reinforce Sheriff Meeker. However, Michael climbs aboard the truck and kills the men. Rachel's forced to drive, continuously attempting to throw Michael off. She succeeds in doing so and then rams him with the truck, sending him flying into a ditch near an abandoned mine. Sheriff Meeker, Loomis, surviving members of the lynch mob, and the state police arrive, but when Jamie approaches Michael and touches his hand, he rises. Meeker, the state police, and the lynch mob relentlessly shoot Michael until he falls down the mine. That's where it was when Jamie touches the hand. Loomis and Sheriff Meeker take their girls back home. Darlene and Richard, who have arrived home, console their traumatized kids. Darlene goes upstairs to run Jamie at bat. She is suddenly attacked by Jamie. Let's see. It sounds like Darlene is able to survive the attack. When Loomis goes to see what happens, he finds an emotionless Jamie holding a pair of bloody scissors on top of the stairs, reminiscent of Michael when he killed his own sister. Loomis screams no repeatedly and attempts to shoot Jamie, but Sheriff Meeker stops him. Loomis then sinks to the floor, sobbing as Rachel, Richard, and Meeker stare in horror. And Friends was basically, it's basically the whole, and Daylight Pictures, this live stream is still going. The previous live stream was, deleted. I deleted it intentionally. So I'm gonna leave the music playing for a while. But yeah, that was the whole plot of Michael Myers. Well, not Michael Myers. The Halloween 4 Return of Michael Myers is what showed up here. And I gotta say, it's basically a beat for beat of Halloween 1, but you throw in the unnecessary character of Jamie Lloyd. And we didn't even know how Jamie Lloyd came about, other than Laurie Strode, which is Michael Myers' sister, gave birth to the child. That's it. Let's see, what else? Casting. The only person to come back from the original 2 movies was Donald Pleasance, an Englishman, I think, who played who is Samuel Loomis, Michael Myers' psychiatrist. Let's see, when did he pass away? 1995. So, his last, just as a little thing, Donald Pleasance's last movie, I believe, was the last, let's see. Yeah, Curse of Michael Myers. That was the last one I think he was in. But yeah, his character, Dr. Sam Lewis, was the only one to have come back. Okay. The first 2 films were also filmed in Pasadena, California, and that's not too far from where I live. That's where the fictitious town of Haddonfield, Illinois took place. It says, principal photography, instead of filming in Pasadena due to high rising costs, filming took place in and around Salt Lake City, Utah. And because it was taking place in March, during the springtime, the producers were forced to import leaves and big squash. Okay. And Wow, this was on a budget. They used big squash, which they would use to create pumpkins by painting them orange. What? That's kind of stupid. Let's see. Wow, there were apparently some bad incidents while filming. Garland Wild, a gaffer for the film, was injured during the scene between Brady and the Shape, aka Michael Myers, when he dropped a light and accidentally slit his wrists, and he was rushed to the hospital. In addition, while filming the rooftop scene, Ellie Cornell cut her stomach open on a large nail while sliding down the roof, though she continued filming despite losing a lot of blood. So she didn't die in the on scene. But yeah, that sounds pretty bad when you're just trying to do a stunt and you almost die on screen, you know? Yeah, that's crazy. Let's get back to it. Just gonna find it. During most of the night scenes, Donald Pleasance became so cold that he wore a hat for most of the scenes, unbeknownst to the crew. This caused over 6 hours of footage to be reshot. The shoot lasted about 41 days, and Ellie Cornell and Danielle Harris were required to be on set for 36 of those days. Wow! After viewing the film's rough cut, director Dwight Little and producer Mustafa Akkad, he's a Syrian-American film producer. That's kind of cool. Oh, and he helped with, I guess he helped with the original Halloween. Nice. Decided the film's violence was too soft, so an extra day of blood filming commenced. John Carl Buechler, director of Friday the 13th Part 7 New Blood, was brought in to create the thumb in the forehead kill and neck twisting of the redneck scene in the film's final cut. Music. Score was performed by Alan Howarth, who assisted John Carpenter on Halloween 2 and 3. I mean, the one big positive of Halloween, hey, it's fine, Daylight Pictures. I'm not looking at the chat, but it's okay. I intentionally deleted the last live stream, not from yesterday, just earlier today, because I accidentally showed something. It wasn't anything wrong. It's just I didn't mean to show Be Amazed YouTube video. I think it was about the SCP Foundation, which I actually covered a few days ago. Let's see. But yeah, the one big positive out of all these movies is the music. The music, I won't lie, in each of them is really good. It's supposed to be scary and all that, so that's always swell. Let's see. It was released in almost 1,700 theaters on October 21st, 1988. And it was the 6th best performing film in the Halloween series, but it didn't fare so well. The film received negative critical reception. It currently has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes based on 28 reviews with an average rating of 4.06 out of 10. The site's critics' consensus reads, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers may bring the series' masked killer back to the fold, but fails to offer the visceral scares and inventiveness of the original. Karen James of the New York Times criticized the film for abandoning the original film's strengths, saying, suspense and psychological horror have given way to superhuman strength and resilience. Variety found the film to be a no-frills, workman-like picture. Richard Harrington of the Washington Post declared the film very much the cheap knockoff of its prototype, but not half as visceral. Kim Newman for Empire said, it's incredible that a film could be so closely patterned on Carpenter's still thrilling original movie, and yet be so stupid, unscary, and plotting as Halloween 4 is. Now, it does have its flaws, but it's a decent movie, I won't lie. In the deleted live stream, I said that, you know, Halloween 4 was pretty crappy. But reading it over, it's got its flaws, but it does, again, the music is awesome. It's not bad. It really isn't. It's definitely the weakest, I think, of the bunch, along with Halloween 5. But let's try one more time to show off what I'm going to be reviewing tomorrow. I think it was a button slip where my thumb grazed the trackpad or whatever, and instead we got something else. But Halloween 4, I would maybe recommend it only once, but then if you want to see just like a little bits and pieces of it, the good parts, I would just pick it up for that, because it does have good moments, but it also does have some bad moments. The first time around though, I would give it, if I gave it a letter grade between A to F, I would give it a C-. It's definitely got its potential, but the way it was executed was pretty bad. But now I'm going to be showing, hopefully this time it won't accidentally mess up. This next one that I'm going to be playing, this is the Sonic 06 equivalent of just how bad things got.
Every legend is based on fact. Every myth is grounded in truth. For 17 years, the town of Haddonfield, Illinois, has been haunted by a night when evil roamed the streets and a madman ruled the night. Everyone knows his name. Now, everyone will know the truth.
I knew what he was, but I never knew why.
Halloween 6, the origin of Michael Myers.
Not cool. It had a little different ending at the end. By the way, this was by the horror team. So if the horror team sees this, again, the Fair Use Act of 1976 says I can use this for fair use only. Or not fair use. I meant entertainment reasons only. That's the only reason why you saw that. And Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, is pretty bad. Although it said, let's see if I scroll back a little. It says the origin of Michael Myers. And I'm going to explain, and I'm going to leave you on a little cliffhanger here of why that movie just sucks. It's worse than Halloween 4 or 5. 5 I'll get to on Tuesday. But today I'm doing, I did Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers. And the thing that I just want to end it with is this. When John Carpenter did Halloween 2, that's where he wanted to end Michael Myers. But of course, the fan base is like, oh, we need Michael Myers after Halloween 3 was so bad. Halloween 3 is the worst one ever. So John Carpenter throws up the middle finger and basically throws Michael Myers into the crowd. And 4, 5, and 6 are bad. And the fan was like, oh my gosh, John Carpenter did a bad job of this. Why did he do so bad? And then, it's just like, it's because of fanboying. And it's just like, ugh. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be diving into why Halloween 6 is the worst of the bunch. Stay healthy, everybody.